Alright guys, this Anthony of Shiny Light Fishing, and we had a little bait left over, got some fresh bait left over from yesterday, so had a little bit of time this afternoon. So we got an hour or so before dark here, maybe 2 hours, I don't know, and we're gonna put some baits in the water. We've picked this spot, never fished it before. I picked it entirely because of the maps and the contours and the way it lays. And I feel like this is a travel path of the fish. And so we're gonna set up on it. We picked a specific spot. We're gonna put down fresh baits and see what happens. I'll explain this area to you a little bit more once we get some bait in the water. So y'all stick around and see what happens. Alright y'all, I just want you to see we're not playing around. We may not catch no fish at all, but we're gonna put some giant baits in this river here. We're in downtown Knoxville, and this is what we're putting out. You see how big a sucker head that is, and we're gonna put it down in the river. I want you to see it go in. And then I've got one other big bait we're gonna put out. Here's a huge cut of skipjack head. We're gonna put it down out in the main channel, and I'll come back to you here in a few minutes, explain the type of situation we're setting in. I just wanted you to see these two. These are our big baits. The other ones are gonna be pretty good sized baits, but this is what we're here for. We're after the big ones. All right, we got everything in the water. We've got that big skipjack on, we got that big sucker head on, we've got two gizzard shad, we've got some white bass out there, and so we're pretty satisfied. We've got mostly big baits, and let me explain where we're setting. We're setting in the river, and there's no current today, but if you see that bank the way it is, when the current's flowing, it runs into that bank, and then it has to roll out around that bank, out around the end of that, to go on down toward the narrow part of the river. Back in here behind us is a big shallow flat. Straight down through there in front of us, you see there's a chute, a deep chute goes off down into a big deep hole, and we're sitting about 33 feet. We're right at the top of that chute. It runs down into a deep hole, and there's wood and trees all along this bank where that current washes it in there, and it gets trapped in there. So if they come out of that deep hole and up that chute, come up this bank, if they live in this wooded timber on the left and head toward these flats in here behind us to feed, we're going to be sitting right here at the head of this chute before they get to the flats where all the bait is, and we're going to intercept them. So if they feed, if they move, we're sitting here waiting on them, and that's what we're doing. We're targeting one giant fish. So if we can get that, we'll be happy. All right, y'all, stick around and see what happens. Got a fish on. It ain't on one of our monster baits, but it's on a good size bait. It's all good baits. But this is our first good takedown, and the net's up in front of the boat, folded up, nowhere near ready to use. And we'll see what happens. move this one over here. This suspended rod out of the way. Maybe they're fixing to kick it in gear. He pretty well nibbled at it and then took it right on down. So he committed pretty much right off the bat. He ain't no river monster, but sure glad to have him. Ain't nothing wrong with him. That's actually on a big old piece of white bass. He's a good fish. We'll have to walk him up here and get the net. Yeah, buddy, he may get off yet. We'll see. All right, y'all. There he is. Yeah, boy. Still got the bait in his mouth, so we can see what it is we caught him on. Covered in mud. He's just now getting out, starting to move. Belly good and fat. Nice fish. I mean a fat fish for the size he is. We'll be able to reuse that bait. I can get a hold of him here, and so you clamp down. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all look at him there. I'm gonna actually take a picture of him. I'll lay him down here, and I'm gonna get my phone and take a picture. All right, we're fixing to turn it loose. I don't know if you can really tell just how fat that belly is, but that is a extremely fat fish. So we're gonna ease it over here and get a shot at it going away. Here it goes. And now he's gone. All right, y'all, we didn't do so great on that first spot. We caught that one, had a few bites, and we sat there a little while. Now it got dark on us, and I feel like if what we was aiming for was gonna work, it would have already worked. So we're gonna start back anew over here. We're gonna put both of our big baits on this left side, and well, actually 3 big baits, but and here goes our skipjack head. We'll get it out there, and we've still got our big sucker head on, and we're fixing to put it out there, see what it does. So that's a very nice, big, large chunk. If we see that go down, we're gonna get real excited. And that's why, that's one of the reasons I like big baits, because most of the time when they take them hard, and they're big fish and they want it. So we're hoping for the best. There's a big white bass head. We're gonna send it down there. All right, we'll get the rest of these in the water, and we'll see y'all in a little bit. Still waiting. We got one on. He's swimming to us. Definitely not the fish we're looking for, but we're glad to have him. They're all good. They just some bigger than others. Let's see. There you go. Well, it's a drum. How about that? I don't know if y'all can see him. Old drum. Tangled up in that other line. Let's see what we got. He's a dandy, no doubt, for a drum. There's some awful big drum in these rivers. Alright. There he is, folks. There he is. Tell you what I think I'm gonna do with him. I think I'm gonna take him home and eat him. So, alright, y'all, we got just a few more minutes, and we wasn't gonna stay out real long tonight. We still hadn't got that monster we're looking for, but we got just a few more minutes left, and maybe we'll get it. But if not, well, I guess you saw that. The one that got away. Alright, so we're gonna hang out just a few more minutes, and if we don't get that big one we're after, we're gonna call it and go on to the house. Alright, y'all, there's our big skipjack. There's our big sucker, and we're gonna have to call it a night. We can't stay out all night. Just a quick trip this evening. Nothing didn't eat him. Yeah, we got one blue cat and one drum, and I was gonna eat him for supper, and he got away. So anyway, we're gonna head on to the house. Got to work in the morning. Just want to thank the Lord for the opportunity to get out here for just a little while and enjoy the great outdoors. So we'll catch y'all on the next one. Appreciate y'all for watching. And this is Anthony, and we're gone.